I'm really excited to watch more of The Haunting of Hill House. There's two specific things that have been rattling around in my brain since last week, and I gotta talk about it. The first is fairly simple. The two flashes of the porch light on the model of the forever home. I'm kind of impressed that the model even has electricity, unless it doesn't, which makes it even spookier. But so the music kind of played it as just, you know, this kind of peaceful, serene moment at the end of a really rough day for Shirley. I don't know. I just can't shake the thought, man. It's like Ghost Mom is saying, hey, it's time to come back to Hill House. And I really get the sense that when our adult children, when our protagonists finally come home to Hill House, the show's really going to go off in a way that's, well, I just think we're in for an exciting journey, an emotional journey, and I can't wait to see how the story progresses. The second is that for our adult siblings, so far, with the exception of maybe Nellie, the hauntings they've experienced have been their family members who allegedly took their own lives, although I'm going to guess that's probably not what happened. Mom probably didn't kill herself, and I doubt Nellie did either. So I'm curious what it is that is going to drive them back to the Hill House, and at what point will they experience other types of horrifying hauntings. Now, again, it's possible they've experienced far more than we've seen up till now. Maybe they've all had supernatural experiences, and maybe Steven's just working real hard to cover it up. I'm also curious going into this episode if we'll continue the pattern of focusing on one of the siblings, right? Steven was the first one, Shirley was the second, and then here going into episode 3, I'd love to see what Luke's actually been up to, but I don't know. Let's find out by watching this episode for the very first time. Okay, we're starting in the past. Okay, door open, but nobody came inside.
Not you, Nellie?
I don't think it's Nellie, although I'd really be happy if it was.
You can sleep with me for tonight.
Don't give it permission. It could be the bent-necked lady or something.
Nellie, you're squeezing too tight.
I think we're going to have to confirm that Shirley definitely had crazy crap happen to her in the past, too. Okay. That was a cool way to open this episode. Is this Theo or Shirley?
Nellie?
It's Theo. Maybe this is the start of her germophobia thing.
Whose hand was I holding?
Okay, this is going to be Theo's episode. I love that her reaction is, whose hand was I holding? She didn't freak out. She didn't run out of the room screaming and go get Shirley. She just kind of mild confusion, actually. I mean, she did sit up pretty fast, but once like the shock of no one being there dissipated, she was just like, I'm mildly confused over this. Huh. I'm more freaked out than Theo was. That's all I'm saying on the matter. We're gonna get into that red room. I'm gonna guess like episode 10. No, 9.
It was a Monday, and I couldn't sleep, and that's the first night I saw him. Mr. Smiley.
Oh boy.
I stayed as quiet as I could, thinking maybe he'd just stay down there.
What does Mr. Smiley look like?
Just a big smile. He's always smiling, but he isn't happy.
Ooh, that's disturbing.
Where does Mr. Smiley live, Kelsey? Under the house. In the basement? You're a lot like me, Kelsey. When I was little, I was afraid of a lot of things. They were all in my head. I just didn't know that yet.
Does she really think they were all in her head?
I would imagine myself building a big wall all around me made of the strongest bricks in the whole world. I knew I'd be safe in there forever. And that's what you do too.
What if you wall out more than the scary stuff? You might wall out the whole world.
We're tougher than other kids. We're great builders.
Aww.
And no one ever gets in.
Mr. Smiley does.
Our other 2 foster kids are thriving. We just want the same for her.
Grades started out fine, at least considering.
She's not walking towards that smiley face poster, is she?
And the Mr. Smiley thing, did that start right away?
A few weeks after she moved in.
And her behavioral issues started around the same time.
So something happened. Maybe it's a haunting, or maybe something really bad happened to her.
Trash. This is fancy.
Oh, dang.
49 Claude Riel. How did you know that?
Do you feel cold right there?
Yep.
I told you.
My apologies.
No, it's a very small spot, just right here, like you're standing in front of an open refrigerator.
Here too.
You sure? I don't feel it here.
This whole house is cold.
That doesn't exactly clear things up.
If you're trying to clear things up, Nellie's probably the one you should be talking to. I don't know. Man, the transitions on this show are top tier. Top shelf? I don't know. They're amazing.
This little girl, she's like a brick wall.
I know the type.
You're really good at building those. Maybe you can help her tear it down. Then again, they did it again. You never torn yours down, so maybe not.
What'd you find?
Don't know. What?
It's like a telephone, but for inside the house. That's the other end.
That is fun. Talk
What
into
is
it.
that smell? You can't smell that?
Smells the same in here as the rest of the house.
Does Luke smell something that young Theo does not?
This was a sick bed.
How do you know?
The stench of death.
You guys have fun.
Oh, she's still thinking about it. She didn't just dismiss it. What's back there? Oh, the book.
You were right. I was trying to take ownership of something that doesn't belong just to me.
So you're pulling the book?
Nope.
I'm offering to share the book. I'll give each of you 8% of any royalties, and if it sells as well as my publisher thinks it will,
Steve.
I'm trying to do the right thing
The
here,
right
Cheryl.
thing? It's all about the money for you, Steve. We're well aware.
Of course it's about the money.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any.
We're not taking your money. None of us. It's blood money, Steve.
She can't make an executive decision.
Blood money.
Right.
Well, I guess she can. Well, certainly if they all go along with it. I like to think... Nope, no. I was going to say, I like to think maybe Theo went back and changed her mind and took that 8%. Or maybe she didn't, because she threw the book out. Don't.
Hello?
Please. Leave it alone. I watched some Hamilton reactions recently. So even though this is scary, it's a little less scary because in my mind is like, Dear Theodosia.
You're not funny, Luke.
I bet he's hilarious, but this isn't Luke. Man. Listen, I can't comment on every cool transition. Just assume if a transition happened, I thought it was cool. I did like the juxtaposition of like her watching fun music videos and dancing to something scary on the other side of the door. No? Wow, cold as ice.
He's giving my truck a ride.
Want to let go of his arm?
I don't like Mrs. Douglas.
He's playing Miss Dudley.
Mrs. Dudley.
The dumbwaiter is not a toy. It can be dangerous.
That's all you need to say then.
Fair enough.
You don't have to be so mean about it.
She's not mean. She's scared.
Don't you draw a smiley face. You're done for the night. Go to sleep. I know she's not about to call Trish. Interesting that she kept the number, though. Certainly it'd be more awkward of a conversation now after blowing her off.
Door has to be closed.
But then I can't reach the buttons.
That's the
You're a
point.
crazy kid.
One ride. I know it works. Please, Theo.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
It's a perfect kid-sized elevator.
You hop straight out and you don't tell anyone I did this for you.
I'm not sure if there's any harm in it or not. Like, I'm kind of on board.
Going up.
Uh-oh.
Up.
She definitely pressed the right button. What's down there? This is why you shouldn't be on board. Dear Theodosia.
There's a room down here. There's a ladder down here on the wall. You can come get me. Just hang on.
Don't tell me his flashlight's gonna go out. That's not fair.
Come on.
Don't tell me it's Mr. Smiley. I want to pause it and get a better. Oh, that is not a Mr. Smiley. That's Mr. Dying. I mean, actually dead a while ago. By far the scariest image of the show so far.
Get him up.
Hang on.
Let's get him up.
Hang on.
How did it work for Dad, but not for Theo? So now Luke has been traumatized.
It's okay.
Let's see.
I'm not totally sure it's okay.
You rip your shirt? Must have got caught on the door.
Sorry, Grammy.
I'm so sorry that I was on board.
No scrapes.
Okay.
You're okay.
Thank goodness it only got his clothes. Why did it only get his clothes? What's happening? So was someone taking her covers? Excuse me, it's just Trish. Or maybe it's Nellie. It's Mr. Smiley, it's just a dream. Oh, so it wasn't a phone call telling her her sister was dead. It wasn't Steven, it was just a nightmare. So Shirley did continue to knock on the door and tell her.
No.
You'll never be able to make it right now. That's gotta be a very painful wound.
The toast was supposed to be 10 minutes ago.
I know, I need Stacy.
I'll check the bar for
Okay.
5 minutes. Yeah, and I'm still missing 2 groomsmen. I'm gonna check the kitchen.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I think we might have found her.
Stacy!
With how many of the missing groomsmen?
Okay. Toast were supposed to be 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
I wanna see who's in there.
It's gotta be Henry.
Oh.
We didn't know you were into...
Oh.
Bridesmaids?
I forgot it was Theo's story for a second. Of course it was Theo.
I love you.
My kids are gonna ask me how she died. And you'll tell them Aunt Nellie killed herself?
Yes, that's better than lying. Just saying nothing like Dad did.
What do I say?
Because I thought Nell and Theo had a falling out. Who had a falling out?
Don't elaborate. Don't offer information that's not requested. Just tell them that their feelings are correct and they're safe. Tell them you're sad too.
If they ask why?
Tell them you don't know. No one knows. That's okay.
It's okay to not know.
Better they ask you than me.
Also, I love that some of these words we already saw her use.
Because I don't want to have to tell them that I'm pissed at Auntie Nell, who should have known better what this does to a family.
We don't know what happened, and I'm not going to judge her for it. Maybe later, when I know what happened, I'll form a judgment, but it'll be informed. Of course, Theo, I'm sure, thinks she's informed.
Sorry, I can't.
A lot of people think they're informed, and it's just assumptions that we accepted as fact. Of course, a lot of times in life, we aren't dealing with things as insane as I think we're going to deal with in this show. At its core, it's still just family dynamics.
Mom and Dad are still mad at me.
They don't believe me. First they said Abigail's not real. Now they said the basement's not real. It's not in the blueprints. Nobody ever believes me.
Nellie believes you. And Theo's got this sense.
I believe you.
Interesting.
Maybe we can prove it to them. You said something about a ladder.
Maybe that's why she wears gloves, because she touches people and she, I don't know, gets insight? Okay, even if we find the ladder or the entrance, could we not use it? Like, are you sure you want to open that? Get an adult. I don't know, anything she finds, she's just gonna dismiss later in life anyway. Girl, what? At least we know she doesn't die. Oh, she found lights. Amazing. It's the loudest silence. Specifically, they added the loudness to the silence. The low bass. His shirt.
You were so scared.
She just thinks he ripped it off. It's seeming like Nellie and Luke were the only children to actually see any ghosts, so maybe she'll be fine. Of course, Mom also, I think, experienced some stuff that led to her death. And since then, Steven saw Nell, Shirley saw Mom, so... What did you...
Oh.
Wait, what did she
Hi.
see? Okay, we'll find out later.
Is Kelsey here?
I think that foster dad might be Mr. Smiley. I hope I'm wrong. Oh, that's why she's so interested in something coming from beneath the house.
Would you mind if I took a quick look down in your basement?
She's sensing any evidence of Mr. Smiley, aura, senses, I don't know. Seems like she should be the paranormal investigator rather than Steven, or they should be a team. But neither believe, so why would they? But she does believe something. I don't like this. Mr. Smiley. I'm hoping we can expose this and do something about it so that it never happens again.
You all done?
Yep.
Yep. Confirmation. Or...
Thanks.
And social services, too.
Okay.
You just have to trust me on this. I haven't been wrong before, have I?
And if it's happened to one of their foster children...
I'm sure the guy will confess if you just...
How many others?
Just get them here.
It was in this little room off to the side. There were a whole bunch of books like it. It's a book of secrets that they were trying to hide.
How do you figure that?
I don't know.
A long time ago, it was illegal to sell alcohol, so they made it in secret and hid it. You know, there's not a single record of this basement. They didn't want anyone to find it. But you did. I really, really don't like that you went down there by yourself.
Same.
I just wanted to show you that Luke was right.
But I love that you're so brave.
She should be a Ghostbuster. Wait, why? Oh!
Honey? What's wrong?
I wasn't ready for that. Got him! Good job. It doesn't take away the pain and the ache of what happened to that little girl. But at least we stopped him from causing future damages.
You know those headaches I get sometimes? They started when I was a little girl. And when I get them, I see all sorts of...
Color. Wow. Presumably.
Your grandmother was like that too. Sensitive. I've wondered if you and your sisters might be a little sensitive. Shirley says some things sometimes when she's sleeping that are...
Unique.
Sensitive people, they sometimes need... Well...
You bought her gloves.
These will help with the cold and the other thing.
Wow. That's kind of so sweet.
We'll talk a lot more about it as you get older. But in the meantime...
Man, sounds like they really needed the guidance that mom could have given.
You can talk to me.
I love that the first pair of gloves she got came from her mom, though.
Thanks.
You're not scared Shirley's gonna kill you for this?
Shirley's never gonna know.
You got a couple things wrong in there, by the way.
She finally read it.
You said it was Luke that found the old bootlegging basement. That was me.
It was a team effort.
Pretty impressed by what you wrote about that night.
What night?
The last one. That was really wild stuff, considering that you were asleep for what? Like
all of it?
99% of it?
She saw some stuff.
So what are you gonna do with the money?
She blocked out some stuff.
I'm gonna get my PhD.
Yeah! She freaking did it. That was a great response. She's kind of a superhero. Oh boy. You think she's gonna touch the body? Will she learn something? Maybe something that compels her to go back home? I assume this is not too long after Shirley did the work and saw her mom.
Jesus wept.
It was a really brilliant decision not to show us anything other than how it affected Theo, whatever she saw. Someone give Theodora a freaking hug. ASAP.
Shirley found your checkbook. Individual account.
Oh man, she's just...
You're not gonna tell her, are you? I mean, it's just as bad for you as it is for me.
He took the money too. That's what it was. Holy crap.
Make of a mistress, something, secret family.
A mistress and a secret family would be better than taking her brother's book money. Oh my gosh. That's probably accurate.
Well, hang on.
She called Trish?
We barely said 2 words to each other. Can we take a second and talk?
It's not what she wants.
How are you? How was your day? Stuff like that.
I found out that a 9-year-old that I was treating was getting molested by her foster dad. She built up so many emotional walls. I touched her hand and I didn't even...
You're revealing too much almost.
She just needed help and no one was listening. And it's so much like Nellie. Should we talk about your day or would you rather come to bed?
That was probably enough. The last night. Okay, Theo's experience on the last night.
I need you to get Luke and Nell to the car. You get in, lock the doors. Don't unlock them until you see me come outside.
Sure, whatever Luke and Nell experience is far worse than what Theo will experience. Oh.
Stop!
She only experienced...
Touch me.
the little bit, a glimpse that she saw from her dad. So interesting. I mean, that was a great episode. I'm kind of reeling from that. Oof. I'm trying to process. Sometimes things get jumbled in my mind. The episode started with her in bed, and someone crawled into bed and she said, "Whose hand was I holding?" So did her psychic power, whatever it is, when she touches things, the intuition, the sense, did it all start because a ghost held her hand or something like that? And it's carried with her. I mean, I can't imagine living my life where, you know, touching people, touching objects and things like that's, well, certainly in the case of her father grabbing her arm, terrifying. I don't know. Theo is such, let's be honest, they're all interesting characters so far. I like that at least these first three, I'm going to guess at least the next episode, focusing on these different characters and specifically more or less over the same time period, right? And so I'm assuming this season is going to be season, as if the show has multiple seasons. But I'm assuming that this season, like, it will kind of have two different parts, like the prelude, the setup, looking at all these characters on these certain timetable, and then we'll probably pivot to Hill House and all hell will break loose. I don't know. This is so interesting. I'm still loving the story. I'm still loving the mystery. Unless I totally misinterpreted, I think that Theo even gave Shirley some of the words that we saw her say to her kids last week. I love kind of seeing these things out of order a little bit. And yeah, this is honestly, it's an incredible show. And I can't wait to watch more of it. And I'll see you in the next episode tomorrow. Bye.